Hey everybody, this is Will here from Idiosity Gaming and from Sapientes. I'm just going to make this short video here. I wanted to update you guys on the channel, and I wanted to discuss some more personal, topics, something that's been on my mind for quite some time now. So let's just dive right in, shall we? To begin with, I wanted to give the preface of the fact that our channel is not, trying to attack or to berate any person from the LGBTQ community or whatever else we may seem like we're whoever else we may seem like we're offending. These are all just jokes, fun and games to us, and they shouldn't be taken seriously by any means of the imagination. But now that's out of the way, I wanted to update you on the channel and what I want to do. Uh, I don't want to make any promises because, I suck at delivering, and you guys know this by now. And I'm sorry. Blaine and Nico know full well. They know already what I am and what I am not, and and they know it's annoying, and I'm still working on myself in that aspect. But I wanted to, say, guys, your boy here is about to be on winter break, and that means I can make more streams. I actually can edit shit. I can do a lot more fun stuff. So be on the lookout this winter break from December 13th to January 13th. Be on the lookout, my guys, because I'll have some stuff up here pretty soon. So yeah. And then the last thing I wanted to do was I wanted to talk about, uh, yourself. And I wanted to talk about acceptance of other people and belief systems and situations. Me being in college, I've been exposed to a plethora of different mindsets, different belief systems, different political spectrums, all of it, all in this big bundle of people, a bunch of random people that I've never met in my life. And it's a very strange and unique feeling for sure. Uh, let's see here. For example, like the first day I walked in to psychology, you could see people with dyed hair. You could see people who looked abnormal, if you will. I don't know. To me, they're just people. But day one, me walking in, I was like, whoa, this is different. I haven't really seen that many people in where I came from, who looked like this at all. This is a completely different ball game. In my university, there are actual safe spaces for minorities and different people like that. There's a place called EDUC, which is just a place for African Americans to go to avoid discomfort or prejudice, unfortunately, because that still exists in this day and age. And it probably will never go away because there's always going to be that one guy who's like, yeah, racism. I'm a racist. I don't understand. And there's always going to be some way of trying to take advantage of one people or another because it destroys your political agenda. I don't understand, man. I just it's annoying. But I wanted to just say, when you're finding yourself, the best option for you is to really expose yourself to different identities and different ways of thinking, because now more than ever I feel like I've found who I am in a lot of ways, and I just feel much more in tune with what I want to be and what I stand for, and where I truly align myself with my cognitive thoughts, my political beliefs, religion, sexuality, passions, career choices, all of that. I really feel more strong. I feel stronger in all those areas than I did before when I left for college. But to delve deeper into that, with this exposure, it builds maturity. It builds a sense of individuality, and to top it off, it allows you to really just see people and see all these different just perspectives for what they are. It's not this biased group think, and echo chamber of thoughts going throughout one little area of your friend group. It's a multitude of different ideals, different belief systems, all of it in between. And it makes you question things. It makes you open your mind to everything around you. And it just overall, it's very healthy. Um, and to just provide an example for you, recently, about a couple weeks ago, I was walking back from psychology, and I was just talking to a transgender person about, identity, and then just being misgendered, and then just discussing, how people react to certain situations with transgender people and why there's such a stigma. You know what I mean? Because now more than ever, I know I've been victim to, not a victim, but I've made a lot of cases where transgender people have been really aggressive and demanding that you call them by what they are instead of politely asking. And I still kind of stand by that, but I'm more open and more you know I hate to sound like a freaking Zen dude, but like I feel like I understand them more now because of that encounter. Because as a transgender person, you grow up in this world where there's already this expectation of what is male and what is female. You have these action figures, you have gaming consoles, you have clothing lines, you have societal expectations, and you have just all these different pressures for male and female alike to subscribe to. And it's honestly kind of toxic from both perspectives. To me, I feel like you should go with what you want to go with. I don't think you should necessarily be forced to lean one way or the other. For me, I like to be a boy because I'm biologically a boy. I like the feeling of having a little bit of meat in my bones. I like to feel confident in myself. So I ride that tide of being a man. And for some people, it's just this huge cluster of having to deal with these different pressures, having to deal with one side or the other. It's so difficult. They have these different battles they face every day of people calling them what they really don't feel that they are, and it's annoying. Like, I totally understand that pressure. I understand, and I sympathize because I can't empathize because I'm not you, but I sympathize for the fact that you have all these different demons you have to face every single day, and it's no wonder that the suicide rate for transgender people was so high. It's horrible. I'm sorry. And with that being said, it doesn't excuse the fact that as people and as people who are not transgender, they see the world as a black and white spectrum because that's how they're biologically ingrained to think. It's how we are evolutionary. It's how human beings are. You see, at the very beginning, we even talk about this in psychology, where at birth, at birth, but within the first, couple years, you automatically begin to decipher what is male and what is female. You notice that females have longer hair, they're more feminine, they don't have as much muscle mass typically as compared to males. It's these small details that you begin to associate with these different two spectrums of male and female, and that's hard to crack, especially when you're, if you just so happen to be a transgender where you don't feel necessarily you belong with one side or the other, or that you feel like you're one way when people see you for the other. It's hard, and I understand that completely. But there needs to be a way of being more respectful towards that and being less abrasive towards other people who don't understand. That's what's the most difficult and challenging part, in my opinion, is because we all want to be right. We all want to be the person to say that you're wrong and that every single other person around us is completely ignorant and bigoted and stupid for whatever reason. And that's not a healthy way to go about things. If you want to have change, if you want to have people to really see and to be more supportive of what your cause, then you have to go about it in a more peaceful way. You have to be more polite about it. You have to be more sympathetic and objective to both sides. And you have to allow yourself to be in the other person's shoes. that's once again why I think I've grown so much here, is because I've been able to see so many different perspectives. I've been able to see why Hinduism might be, where, because of geography and because of where you come from, why it makes sense to be part of the religion in that area. Why people are Christian, why people are agnostic, why everyone is the way they are, basically. And you know, you just have to be able to explore that. You have to be able to just allow yourself to put your biases aside and just to see people for who they are, you know? And I think it's so important to do that for yourself, to do that for other people, because it's so hard to come by. It's so hard to find people who will stay open-minded because they like to be right, because they want to prove a point, because they want to make someone feel a certain way, or they want to make sure that they know that their opinion was well spoken for. It just sucks because we've become a very, static, group of people. We become a very static society where one way goes or else you get punished, or, so many little taboo topics that we don't like to discuss: mental health, therapy, sexuality, homosexuality, racism, all these different things. It's annoying, and you've got to be willing to discuss these things if you ever want to change them. It's just sad. It's really sad to see where people take these things and why they have to just fall so far from grace when there's so much potential for them to turn it around and make themselves more approachable, more supportive, and more charismatic, and to further their cause. Because I want to support people who struggle with themselves identity wise, and who struggle with finding their oneself. I want to be that guy to fully just embrace them, because I think that they deserve it, and I think it's a daring and a very hard challenge to do. And I'd argue that it's even hard for people like me to find who and what they exactly are, because for me, more now than ever, I've been questioning exactly where I fit in my life. Where do I belong? And by me questioning, by me exposing myself to different fields, to different career pathways, to my very way of life, I've discovered that for me, what really drives me is my taste for music, is my love for music, is my passion for composing, for film soundtracks, for film analysis, for helping others, for providing care and support when they most need it most, for being someone who can look objectively at a problem and to provide an answer that could potentially help somebody. I'm proud of those things, and I'm proud of being who I am now more than ever because of these experiences that I have here at college and that I have away from home. Because when I go home, it's very, cut and dry how you think. And it's kind of hard to really just stay open-minded because you're surrounded by people who think and believe in a certain way. And so I just think it's so beneficial to you and for everyone else around you to just be more thoughtful, more sympathetic, more attentive, and just overall more alert, to be more open, more alert about what they see and what they feel, what they expose themselves to, and what they view themselves around in society. So, yeah. That's my hot take on it, I guess. Not really. It's just a way of thinking, and it's my own personal opinions. If you like content like this, please let me know. I'd be more than willing to post it. I like to call it the talk series because it's just me expressing my own thoughts and opinions about subject matter, and just I like doing this, man. It's fun. I like to get my own thoughts out there, and I like to see what people have to say. So yeah, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.